Hello, Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome to this edition of Wolves Weekly. Joining me in the studio today, after the opening week of the 2012 season, we have head football coach Arn Ferguson. Arn, I want to talk to you really quickly about the game that went on this last weekend, but specifically, when we get into the game recap here in a minute, but I want to talk about this opponent that we had come in. Grand Valley State, number 7 team in the country, perennial playoff team, 5 national championships over the last 11 years. Very interesting to get to see this team at home.
Yeah, first of all, anytime we have a quality opponent like that and be able to play them at home, that's a really positive thing for the university and just Willamette Valley and Oregon. Grand Valley was better than when we played them last year. I feel like they definitely improved. We feel like the timing of the no huddle didn't bother us as much, so progress there. Really came down to, our offense did a nice job the first half. We have to score points the second half. We have to get our running back going in the second half. Cody Van Appen did a nice job in the first half. And then defensively, you can't allow people to have 221 yards rushing and expect to win against a very quality opponent. So all in all, we feel like we had more first downs, about equal yards, but they're able to have some big plays running the football that really killed us in a couple of reverses.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of those ones that go on. Very nice way to start the game. Within 2 minutes and 20 seconds, Cody Van Appen and the offense marched right down the field. He hits Lucas Gonzalez on a 12-yard touchdown strike across the middle very well. Cody runs the ball pretty well, which really was the big theme of the day. He ends up with 72 yards rushing. He actually had 105 yards rushing. College football rule, you lose yards based on sacks. So really the yards he put past the line of scrimmage was 105. Pretty good showing from him out there. Yeah,
and the game was really close all the way through. Our offense started out us in head, and then Grand Valley came back. It was pretty much a touchdown or 2 touchdown game until the very end when we had a pass that bobbled, and then they hit a receiver right in the hands, and it went straight up in the air, and they caught it, and that really changed the tie completely. But our offense did a really nice job with 3 offensive line. They were really their first time starting against probably the fastest defensive line and linebackers and safeties we've played against to this date.
Talk about some of that speed. You talked about it on their defensive line. We got to see some of it as their defensive linemen made some really big plays out there. And then really they had some big plays that hit on special teams too. Oh, yeah. That, you just kind of got to see a little different speed level come in there.
Oh, no, we knew that they were fast. And it's not just one guy fast. I thought our DBs did a nice job of taking the deep ball away from number 4. I'm not sure if he's 100% healthy, but he's an extremely explosive player. But they have another 6, 8, possibly 10 guys on offense and defense that are almost at that caliber. Then that's really hurt, especially on our punt return.
I know it'll be very interesting. Never want to lose to an opponent, but it was a great opportunity to play them. Interesting to see them follow forward, especially as I'm sure looking right now they're a pretty good shot at being a playoff team. Just so much talent, so many skills there, and a very good program as well.
Yeah, no question. Game 1, I really feel our team did a nice job of making progress in some needed areas. O-line, our DBs, our quarterback position, and then I thought we went backwards in a D-line position, and then also we feel like our running back can be more elusive and more powerful than we saw that game.
Well, let's talk about some of the highlights that came up. You guys had some good highlights come up on offense, which we're going to have the opportunity to see right here. Yeah. Let's talk about, really, we don't usually start by highlights with a kicker, but Kelly Morgan was pretty impressive out there this weekend.
Yeah. Kelly Morgan really has increased his leg strength, I would say at least 10 to 15 yards. He had 2 or 3 in the end zone. He kicked a 53-yarder, and he also was very solid and right down the pipe on his field goals and another field goal, an extra point. So his consistency is extremely very promising at this point, and we'd like to see how really be able to test his leg throughout the season.
We'll want to make a note really quickly, talk about Kelly Morgan right here. You talk about consistency there. He's been the kicker now at Western Oregon for 4 years. He actually, this week, moved into 7th all-time in school history in scoring. He's actually tied for 2nd in field goals. Been a consistent force, named GNAC Player of the Week this week after he hit a 53-yarder to break the school record. It's one of those ones when you see somebody's name around, it's the longevity and the fact of, like you said, you've really seen him improve every year. Where before the 40-yarder, you questioned, he hit that 53-yarder, probably even at basically sea level right now, probably could have gone 58 as it would have just cleared the crossbar.
Well, last year we wouldn't even attempted with him. We didn't feel like he had the leg strength. Once in a while he would, but it created some more inconsistencies in his approach and those type of things when he had to kick too hard. This year, it's all nice and easy, and that ball jumps. And I really want to see him continue a big progress, because with our offense being able to really, with Tyrell Williams, but with Cody Van Oppen, with our O-line getting better, they're going to have opportunities for points. But also that long field goal is very, a crucial part of us as an offense being able to maximize and getting points consistently, especially when you go no huddle.
Well, let me talk right there. You talked a little bit about Van Oppen and Williams. I want to talk about that combo from this weekend. Williams, 10 catches, over 100 yards. Van Oppen, known really last year as a running back, you kind of used him in your wildcat type of formation. 272 yards passing.
Yeah.
That's, I'm just saying, that was not the production I expected to see out there. However, you probably did after seeing him in spring this year.
Well, first of all, Cody's been a nice job of moving the pocket for him. Coach Harris has done that and added some things that allow him to use his athletic ability. But Cody's drive and toughness, you really saw that, and his competitiveness. And then Tyrell is really taking leaps and bounds against a very good secondary. So we expect great things out of him in the future. It's just nice to see that some inside slants that are high, way high. He goes up and get them like it's not a big deal, and those are pretty tough plays. So we know that him getting extra yards in the middle, catching some balls and getting vertical, he's going to take some pounding. And to see him durable against a very quality opponent, and then making those big catches in critical times also that we lost with Trevor Gates not being here. So we're hoping he can fall in that mode, along with some other receivers. Lucas Gonzalez, probably the best overall game as far as speed-wise he's played. And I think practice on turf has really made a difference with our skill guys, because their overall speed is extremely good. And then, defense, there's some glaring matchups that got to us. But overall, I thought our receivers did some really nice things and would have had opportunities the second half if we just keep our eyes down and be able to protect our quarterback better also.
Well, that's fantastic right there, as you're talking about. This week, the fans won't have opportunity to see the Wolves at home, but you guys will be on the road at Dixie State, getting to play on that turf field, which will be a great advantage that you've had the opportunity to practice on that. Maybe get to see that Wolves speed a little bit more out there. But just want to make a quick note, Coach Ferg, we'll be coming back a little later with a chance to do the preview edition, get a chance to look at Dixie State. We just want everybody to remind them that there are still home games coming up. The great opportunity we have this year at Western Oregon is 6 home games. Most other years we've only been talking about 4. 1 went by, but there's still 5 to come. So there's a number on your screen right there. 503-838-8051. There are still tickets available. Still 2 games left here in September, and you'll have 2 more in October and 1 in November. So, Coach Ferg, thank you for taking some time out of your day to come join us today, and I look forward to getting back to you with you on the preview edition of Wolves Weekly.
Good. Thanks, Danny.
And thank you all for watching.